Morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Michael Zuber, author of One Rental at a Time. And we are just going to jump right into it. I was spectacularly wrong. If you've been watching the channel since last Saturday or Sunday, I've been telling you that today, Friday, May 7th, was going to be a big day. It was going to be where we look at April job creation, and we were going to get a taste of just how good it feels to be in the sun. Well, again, I was spectacularly wrong. Let's set it up. Let's go through it. Let's kind of share what I am thinking because when you're wrong like this, it is, you've got to ask yourself some questions. So first and foremost, remember some of the thoughts about April's numbers were built on the great March report of 916,000 jobs creation. I had felt fairly confident that April was better than March, which would have meant something over a million was a layup, and I went aggressive at 1.5. Well, first off, the March number was lowered to 770,000, so a 216,000 unit or person revision lower. But still, it was, this is the largest miss in 28 years, I think I found this morning. Yeah, largest miss since 1998. The actual job creation in April was 266,000. So roughly 15% of what I was looking for. That's just bad. I was way off. So a couple of things that I have to think about is why. What was I thinking would show up this month or show up in April? And again, it was really a continuation of April being better than March. But what happened is March was the month that maybe the low-hanging fruit was done, right? The restaurants that struggled and stayed open, they hired their old servers, their old busboys back. Maybe what we're looking for is the grand reopenings haven't started. Maybe there's, more goodness ahead. Maybe we just have huge dislocations where the jobs are out there, but the people aren't. And what I mean by that is maybe think of New York, just for example. Lots of people in the service industries left because New York is ridiculously expensive. New York is opening up fast, and Cuomo just announced that Broadway can open, but maybe there's no people. Maybe the people that had those jobs moved back home. Maybe, maybe they went to other careers because they had to. Right? So there's maybe sure there's openings, but if there's no one there, hard to fill. Then, of course, you have a lot of the talk track, which I think there is some of this, but not nearly as much as people are saying, that extra incentives are keeping people on the couch. I think there are certainly some. There are always some that will take the free money and decide not to work and ride this until the end of September. I don't think that is nearly enough to think about, to clearly make up that kind of difference. So again, way off. Some of you were nice enough to remind me just how off I was already. I think I saw some comments this morning. Of course, I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to hide the fact that I was wrong. Why would I do that? I look at this stuff every day. I'm spectacularly wrong all the time. But you have to ask why. So I think maybe the low-hanging fruit was done in March because, again, April was better than March, but not according to the data. Second, I think we do have dislocation. I think there are parts of the country where the jobs have come back, but the people needed to fill them aren't there. That's a problem. And yes, I do think we have some people that are deciding to take free instead of work. I think when you put all of those together, it at least explains some of my miss. Now, what does it mean? Well, it means, as I think I said Sunday, it might have been Monday, if we came in low, and I still believe this, it means Jerome Powell is right. It means rates can stay lower longer. As a real estate guy, that's fine for me. That means I can take advantage of cheap 30-year money longer. Not a bad thing. I was thinking the job picture was getting better faster than it actually is, which would, without a doubt, pull rates higher faster. I'm wrong. Jerome Powell is right. Rates will stay longer. Rates will stay lower longer. That's not bad news for my business. Great. I get to buy stuff for a longer time and get cheap 30-year money. So at the end, I'm wrong. I will always admit it. Why not? I've got these videos recorded. You guys can watch them and see. But in the end, for my business, lower rates, not all that bad. So, I was wrong. I will try to do better in the future. I always try to do better, but that's where I'm at. Hopefully I've covered that. I wanted to cover that first, just so nobody thinks I'm hiding the fact that I was spectacularly wrong. Man, 2.66 when I called the over on 1.5. Man, that's rough. That is rough. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to cover that first. Now just the one announcement. I didn't want to do this announcement. I wanted to get that first out of the way. The announcement, I actually released for the first time a bundle on this channel. It went out at 7 a.m. It's basically a collection of everything I've put out there. I'm just doing this for May. This was inspired by that reaction video I did to that couple retiring in 1991, and they've been retired for 30 years. That spawned choices, which I've now run multiple of my experts through, really life choices, where you're at, where you could be, what do you dream for? That was pretty cool stuff. So at the end, that bundle is there. Take a look at it. I love what I'm doing there, but if you want it, great. If not, I'm trying to pull it all together because I don't talk about it all as one unit. So that went out at 7 a.m. So again, on to other daily financial news because yes, there are other things going on than Mike Zuber being spectacularly wrong. It looks like South Carolina is the second state. I think Montana was the first. South Carolina is the second state to cancel federal unemployment. They're going to cancel it at the end of June. So that's 2 out of the 50 states that are saying your extra $300 are keeping people from going to work. So that it'll be interesting to see if this trend grows because Montana I think had 3.8% unemployment, so kind of makes sense. I think I read this morning that South Carolina is at 5.8, so we will see what's going on. One thing that I think is very clear in all of this is I will be right about wage inflation. The labor market is not as efficient as it was when we entered this crisis, right? We talk about the dislocation. We talk about people being in the other areas or going to other careers. Wage inflation or labor has the power right now. Labor can demand higher wages, which is good, but that will ripple through a business. But again, I think labor has more power now, higher ability to request wages than before. So we will see what is going on there. In China, their exports rose. Again, the Asia region of the world came out of crisis first. North America will be second. Europe third. India fourth, fifth, kind of in there. But yeah, China exports rose 32.3% on an expectation of 24. So an 8% beat. What else we got? A couple of earnings to talk about. Square beat top and bottom, right? It is leading the technology transformation for finance, for the finance area. I actually wonder, I got to go figure out how big Square is. Because when I was reading their announcement, I'm like, does Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan, do they just come buy Square? Because once you're a publicly traded entity, whether you like it or not, you are for sale every day. So it will be interesting if one of the old dogs, right, which I'll call Goldman and JP Morgan, if they go, you know what, we are going to buy Square, right? We are going to leapfrog the competition by buying that technology provider. I wonder if Square is an independent company in 6 or 9 months. Don't know. I thought it'd be interesting. Expedia, we talked about that over the weekend being an earnings we would look for. Again, they beat top and bottom. It is very clear that leisure travel is taking off. They are saying that business travel is not. Also, leisure domestic travel is taking off, not leisure international. They are not seeing that return just yet. But travel bookings are increasing daily. So that is interesting. Roku beat top and bottom and actually had the highest revenue growth since going public. So expect their stock to do quite well today. Don't know if you've seen this on YouTube, but I've seen it here. I actually saw it on Twitter as well. Looks like MeetKevin is actually running for California governor. I had seen this before and thought it was a joke or clickbait or something, but it seems like he's actually going to do it. And I'd vote for him. I mean, anybody but the guy we currently have, right? MeetKevin is an investor, is a property owner, is a business owner. So while he lacks political experience, he's got to be better than the job destroyer and #1 realtor for Texas and Vegas. So, MeetKevin gets the job, surrounds himself with other political experts. Why not? Better than the guy we have now. So we shall see what happens there. I did see right before I started that the SEC is looking at apps that gamify trading, what they call gambling. And they are looking at the practice of payments for order flow. I have long talked about order flow being a disservice to clients, but it is interesting to see that the SEC is stepping in. And let's be clear. Remember when China kind of disrupted Jack Ma going public, where his company, the SEC could step in and destroy Robinhood's IPO. If the SEC came in and said something about, gamification of apps is gambling, it's not investing, we're going to outlaw the practice of paying for order flow, Robinhood's business would go poof. So we shall see what's happening there. And then the last thing I saw is it looks like home buyers are the most pessimistic that they've ever been. To me, that's actually a kind of a contrary good news, right? I would be freaked out if home buyers are like, yeah, let's go buy, let's go buy. I mean, that's what I saw in '06, and that just led to the peak of the bubble. So the fact that people are pessimistic about housing is actually a good thing, especially as I said very early on, I was wrong about employment in the job picture. So rates are going to stay lower longer. I will just go buy more cash flowing real estate and hold it forever. So that's what I got. Again, for the folks that reached out to me this morning and let me know I was wrong, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Of course, I'm going to cover things when I get it wrong, but I will also cover it when I get it right. It's only fair. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Check out that bundle video. I think it will be interesting to y'all. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget Sunday's Mother's Day. Sunday's Mother's Day.